already know what time it is. Make sure you get over there to Patreon, man. I got over 600 fire videos, man. Just uploaded a ton of new videos. Get over there. The link right there in your video description. It'll be in the chat. Also, kingseti.com, General Seti, Etsy, One Stop. Links is in the video description. Let's get to it, family. We are hearing from the FBA that they intend to boycott the new Black Panther movie. Why? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You feel me? I mean, we just got on the British man. We just got on the British man for trying to cosplay Martin Luther King and coming over here wanting to play traditional Black American roles, and I feel that. You know what I'm saying? If it's something really close to us, you feel me, like one of our greats, like a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King, you know, we can't have nobody come because you just playing the role. That's a spiritual connection. I understand that, family. Got no argument. But here now niggas, you got FBA. Now you niggas wasn't, when the first movie come out, you wasn't talking none of this. You wasn't talking none of this, nigga. Somehow you found yourself. You found yourself after all this time. You didn't know you was an FBA nigga. You was an FBA nigga. You didn't know that. But you are. And so now you down to the third movie, and for me, again, shout out to the brother Chadwick Boseman, who was the classical Black Panther. It ain't, I don't feel that, you could, outdo that brother in that role. That's his role, really. That's his role. Now you could come behind and do, and it probably could be another actor but you're not gonna duplicate that first movie. So, Chadwick is the classical Black Panther. That's it. That's just like you would never be able to duplicate Blade. Wesley is that guy for Blade. They tried to bring another guy, and I think he was, I don't know. I know he had a Muslim name, and people wasn't feeling that. They wasn't feeling that. Sometimes you could play a role so cold, can't nobody come behind you. Now the thing is, I've been off into the comic books all my life. Okay, I grew up being, in Marvel Comics. So I had, gathered, about 500-600 comic books, collectors. I was a collector, not just read. I gave my comic book collection to my son. You feel what I'm saying? He drawing shit. So I gave that to him, And so, I knew that, Black Panther is from Africa. Now, I don't know what the fuck the rationale is, because now you crying niggas. Y'all cry about every goddamn thing now. I want to be him. You can't be him. Like a little kid now. You know what I'm saying? Why he get more than me? Like little kids. Why he get more than me? I want some too. I want to do it. And so you crying all the damn. Every time I look up, it's nothing just all, spontaneous consciousness, that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Just spontaneous consciousness. Let's do this. It's always this nigga did, this nigga did that. Oh, I boycott this nigga, boycott that nigga. Just black power, nigga. Just practice. You ain't got to boycott nobody. Just black power. Then you ain't got to just, boycotting is some other shit. That ain't got nothing to do, what they say, wealth transfer. Nigga, you supposed to been doing that from day one. It should be a national, it ain't got nothing to do with it. I hear people out there saying, that they took, no, the Black Panther character actually came first. I did that yesterday. It actually came out July 1966 was the first edition of the Black Panther, or the first time the Black Panther, appeared in Marvel Comics, and Black Panther Party was, came out in October 1966. So the Black Panther character actually came first, and so people don't know what they talking about. Clear that up out there, and it's just the fact that, I mean, what are we talking about here? The Black Panther is an indigenous African animal. You know what I'm saying? This is real cosplaying on a tethering on another level. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we understand. We understand. The power of wanting to play your own, indigenous heroes and this, that, and the third. And I understand that the American population is the one that really breathe life into Marvel Comics. But when you study Marvel Comics, you're going to see a lot of them characters come from all over the world. Just like the X-Men. Storm, black goddess, Storm, her mother came from Kenya, but her father came from New York. Then you got Colossus. I believe Colossus came from Russia. Then you got Wolverine. Wolverine came from Canada. A lot of them superheroes is from all around the world. That's just how it is. You niggas cry too much about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to, yeah. So now they want to cosplay about every goddamn thing. I'm sick of that. You know what I'm saying? Just stand on you. We got American superhero Luke Cage, and I really like that show. You know what I'm saying? We be having a lot of popping ass shit, and we the one that made sure that the Black Panther movie was successful. So even if it was in Chadwick classical, the brother laid that, that character out. Literally it was his role for life if he wouldn't have passed. But now so it ain't like they did not give Black Americans a shot they gave us a shot. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? He got the classical movie. And you ain't gonna outdo that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our actors did play roles in Marvel Comics. You're gonna get, because it's a global world now. They gon' let others, because they want to get money from the world. You understand what I'm saying? And so when it's African and the shit take place in Africa, yeah, you can't be crying. You can't be crying like that. Y'all done became crybabies about every little fucking thing. I had to get y'all niggas some Pampers, motherfucking bait, and a pacifier. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucking warm you some milk up, nigga. And go on here, nigga, and put y'all in the goddamn bassinet or something. Nigga, because y'all cry too much about every goddamn thing. So now y'all want to, but motherfuckers went and saw every other movie. Motherfuckers went and saw every other movie. It ain't like they gave the other brother, he from America, I think, that played the Falcon. You see what I'm saying? They let, what's the other brother? I don't know if he from America or not. The one that played in Hotel Rwanda. He was I think he was, he wasn't not Iron Man, but the other motherfucker. What's it called? War Machine or whatever. So they got, it ain't like Marvel Comics ain't gay, but Marvel Comics now owned by foundational Black Americans. You see, Don Cheadle. Yeah, Don Cheadle. So, I mean, thank you, family. I appreciate you. So you got to quit crying. And that's really the bottom line. Now you want to cosplay on a role that's African. Wakanda is in Africa. The Black Panther is an indigenous African animal. But now you got to have the role. I don't understand the logic in you niggas. But anyway, I mean, if they gave it to an African, okay. The first one was Chadwick. And if he wouldn't have passed, they wouldn't have never, he wouldn't nobody ever have, but he did, I believe, in the comic book, he actually did pass. And that's the irony, or he was killed. in the comic book, and I believe that his sister was the next Panther, even in the comic book. So I think that's how it went anyway, you know. But so yeah, we all these crybaby ass niggas, they don't boycott nothing else. They don't boycott, you know, something that, you know, that could bring some global, you know, some global, you know, unity. It could. The first one, people was proud of that movie. You know, people was proud. They felt like finally we got a superstar, a superhero. You know, it was a phenomenon. Now motherfuckers want this shit is turning out to be a really, you know, this is bad. It's a really serious bad look, you know. And I'm not gonna be no yeah, we stepped out. That's right. We hadn't had nothing in a while where we could go out to the movies, you know, and go see something and come out, you know, feeling we hit this one out the park. A lot of people was mad at that first one because it did so well, and even to this day, it's one of the top fucking Marvel comic movies. And if he would have lived, that second one would have been, it would have outsold the first one. They really had a motherfucking that was really the one that hit it out the park, real talk. You know what I'm saying? He had that motherfucker in the pocket right there. He could have did probably one or two and then still been in the other movies too. He had really, you know, really, because I mean the other ones is good, but when the Panther came in there, man, they brought a whole nother aspect to the game. But anyway, family, make sure y'all get over there to Patreon. I got file over there. The link is right down in the chat. Do not miss it. I got something for everybody over there. It's too much for y'all not to be eating on that soul food. And make sure General Seti, Etsy, One Stop, KingSeti.com in the house. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a minute. Get a video a thumbs up and like it because you love it. And share it with your family and friends. See you in a minute. Boom. Black Pop.